irresolute, wounds not healed, not ready to play. My anger is my problem. You can't take it away from me. I have to take it away. I hate to resolve it. Today, I wanted to talk about being wed to the intellect. The person who is wed to their intellect and or the vibration of anger and depression never deals, never resolves, never learns, because he, she needs a train wreck, a problem, a farmer to be alive. When angry or depressed, the only, quote, happiness is pleasure. Hence, the use of sensation, including sexual encounters, proving to self and others how happy he, she is. So if someone denies that pleasure seeking, they are denying his, her happiness, because pleasure is good. Always angry when people deny their pleasure, because those people are denying their happiness. Anger and depression is a vibration. There are vibrations. That's it. It's a vibration. And it's a vibration that is wrongly identified as who they are. That makes them, those vibrations, being who they are, alive, know who they are, strong, and definitely productive. So if they don't have their anger or depression, and remember, depression is anger turned inward. So it's just anger. They can't be productive. Those vibrations have to be maintained in order to be alive. That is the belief. This understanding is not sadhana. External, for these people, is the only way to validation. Everyone is to provide affirmation of agency. The world, object, is there to affirm agency, greatness. This is not sadhana. So, who I am becomes or is a vibration. And that vibration that a child has, whatever that vibration that a child has when they're young, becomes who I am, in quotes. And the child says, this is who I am. And this, unfortunately, does not change as the child grows. Sadhana is letting go of identity with two vibrations. Yogas, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Yoga is the inhibition, the stilling of the modifications of chitta. Chitta, for some translations, they'll say the mind. It's the substrate. Sadhana is letting go of identity with two vibrations in order to free ourselves to our true nature, the true self. Guru takes away agency because the guru encourages the stilling of all vibrations. That is the understanding of someone who is identified with their vibrations. They will see the guru and sadhana as taking away their agency. Who they are, in quotes, is the only vibration that they allow. Anger, depression, whatever. These people don't speak. They have no voice. The only thing that speaks is anger. The vibrations speak, not them. There is no vibration that I can say is me. That is what I went to Baba for. A mirror is not me. It is a reflection of me. I am looking at myself is an erroneous idea when I look into a mirror. I am actually looking at a reflection. I am never looking at me. And if I am going to say, well, it's non-dual, then the reflection is me, the glass is me, the wall is me, the sink is me, the faucet handles are me. So do not play non-dual with me. Sadhana then destroys agency according to someone that is wrongly identified. Sadhana destroys wrong identification with anger and depression. So hate the guru because believe the guru is destroying them. Sadhana teaches people not to have a train wreck in order to have agency through anger and depression. Don't need a train wreck for agency. Sadhana does not take away your life or anybody's life. Though people committed to wrong understanding will believe that. And when people operate this way, they are wed to their intellect. And if you think that the intellect is smart, savvy, no, the intellect is a vehicle. A 1950 Buick is a vehicle. A 2020 Porsche is a vehicle. You can be wed to either one. Sadhana does not take away your life. Though people committed to wrong understanding will believe that. they will use the intellect, their marvelous intellect, to protect the shrunken self, to protect their idea of themselves. Not who they really are, the idea. The intellect is a deflector shield and a processor that corrupts what being communicated to it before accepting. So you don't take anything in. It's just always diverting, deflecting. Intellect makes sure that everything is sanitized to the shrunken self's liking. Intellect makes sure that everything is sanitized to the shrunken self's liking. The intellect serves the shrunken self. The intellect does the shrunken self's bidding. So, here are a couple of dichotomies. I'm going to go through 3 of them pretty quickly and then move on. Looking for the train wreck. Opposite, safe for yourself and others. Positive of looking for the train wreck is ready to break out of the status quo. The negative of safe for yourself and others, confined, static, in a rut. Next one, angry and depressive. Opposite, at peace with yourself and the world. The positive of angry and depressive have agency and power. The negative of at peace with yourself and the world, no power, no agency, no capacity to act. Next one. Anger and depression provide agency and purpose. Opposite. Don't know who you are. The negative of anger and depression provide agency and purpose. Always at odds with yourself and the world. And the positive of don't know who you are, not at the mercy of the intellect. So agile in engaging with yourself and the world. They think that they are productive, but they are actually really stupid. Next dichotomy. Wed to your intellect. opposite, free to get off the grid. The positive of wed to your intellect, and this is the perfect explanation of the deflector shield, allows you to understand and act reasonably. The intellect, remember, sanitizes everything to the shrunken self's liking. And free to get off the grid, the negative, which is again an erroneous belief, bereft of your identity and unable to function. So people believe that if they give up their attachment to their intellect, they will lose their identity and they won't be able to function. How sad. Next, fricotomy. And this has to do with the way people function in this game. Transparent. Opposite of transparent is conceal, uncommunicative. Someone who is wed to their intellect will conceal and be uncommunicative because they believe they're taking care of everything. And they would never be transparent because the negative of that is no privacy. And let's get clear, that shrunken self needs those deflector shields of the intellect. They need to keep secrets. The positive of conceal and uncommunicative is keep agency. So the way the shrunken self gets to maintain and never lose, ever, its sense of self is by concealing, by being uncommunicative. For me, this is the saddest part because they calculate using their intellect in order to maintain their idea of who they are. They see it as taking care of themselves. In truth, they are preventing themselves from ever loving, caring, or freeing from the tyranny of the shrunken self. The shrunken self is the tyrant who enslaves the forces of all their vehicles in order to survive. And we do that, not even know. And we do not even know that we are slaves. committed to protecting the shrunken self. Three more dichotomies. Silence, opposite, share too much. The negative of silence, cruel, brutally cruel. And the positive of share too much, care. Actually care. Next one, withhold. Opposite, forthcoming. The positive of withhold, exerting agency. Withholding is an action. It's a verb. And the negative of forthcoming, giving self away. How many people believe that if they were transparent and forthcoming, they would be giving themselves away? How foolish. No idea how foolish that is. And the last one, con, deceitful, two-faced. Opposite, constant, seamless, honest. The positive of con, deceitful, and two-faced is get away with everything. And that is what the two-faced person believes. They get away with everything. So sad. So sad to even believe that. But they do. And the negative of constant, seamless, honest is responsible to community. And community can be two people, can be families, it can be workplace, it can be the village, it can be this environment, it can be anywhere. And for so many people, being responsible to community would require them to be transparent and forthcoming. Not identified with their shrunken selves, not protecting their shrunken selves. but actively looking, committed to a greater good. And that frees us to love, to care, to have actual happiness. And it's so sad to see how small people choose to be, thinking that they are superior and kings and queens in their tiny, tiny thimble of an environment. Isolated, separate. I, for one, went to Baba for the sole purpose of getting to the bottom line of life in the truest sense. I knew he could not only give me that experience, he could guide me, and he did. And I thank him every single day for that. To be wed to my intellect and wed to my idea as Rohini, how sad. Just really how sad that would be. To spend my days not caring about something larger, more important, vital, but all I cared about were a bunch of letters that I put together with vibrations and called that me. How sad. I didn't go to Baba for trappings. I never was much for trappings. I didn't go to Baba for being successful and productive. I went there to be with him for the experience, the continual experience, awareness, consciousness, living of who I am. And being able to understand in every sense of the word who I am and who I am not. Sadhana did not take away my ability to function. In fact, I function a whole lot better. Sadhana did not take away my agency. In fact, pretty much if I say the word I'm not looking at a bunch of thoughts, ideas, and vibrations. We have to ask ourselves, what is it that I want to protect my little fiefdom identity? Then I have to stay wed to my intellect. My intellect is my shield to protect me from anything ever penetrating my ideas. Don't want to change. Don't have to change. And so I keep repeating and repeating and repeating, and it's never my fault. How sad.